So this is the MacBook Pro with Apple's M3 chip. And on the surface, it looks like the same familiar 14-inch MacBook Pro design we've seen for a while now. Same flat aluminum body, same minimal aesthetic, same sharp edges. Apple clearly isn't trying to reinvent the wheel here visually. Instead, all the focus is what's inside. And inside, we've got the Apple M3 chip with an 8-core CPU and a 10-core GPU, paired with 8 GB of unified memory and 1 TB of SSD storage. Now that combination might not sound wild at first glance, especially in a world where specs get thrown around like they don't matter. But Apple's entire strategy with Apple Silicon has never been about raw numbers on paper. It's about efficiency, consistency, and how everything works together. And in real-world use, that shows immediately. Boot time is almost instant. Apps launch in what feels like a blink. Even heavier workloads like multiple Chrome tabs, Photoshop edits, and 4K video scrubbing feel smooth without the usual hesitation you get on mid-range laptops. But here's where things get interesting. Because the M3 chip isn't just about speed, it's about sustained performance. You can push this machine for longer periods without it sounding like a jet engine. The fan behavior is controlled, and thermals stay surprisingly stable even under load. That's something Apple has been refining generation after generation, and the M3 continues that trend. Now let's talk about the display. The 14.2-inch Liquid Retina XDR panel is still one of the best laptop displays out there. The contrast is deep, blacks are actually black, and the brightness makes HDR content pop in a way most laptops still struggle with. Whether you're watching content, editing photos, or just scrolling, it feels premium in a way that's hard to ignore. And if you're someone who cares about color accuracy, this display still delivers at a professional level. Now performance in creative workflows is where this machine starts to justify itself even more. Video editing in 4K timelines? Smooth. Color grading? Responsive. Export times? Faster than most laptops in its class, especially when optimized for Final Cut Pro or other Apple native apps. Even for developers or people running multiple environments, the system holds up well thanks to unified memory architecture. Everything shares resources efficiently, so you don't feel as much slowdown when juggling tasks. But let's keep it real. This is still 8 GB of RAM. And in 2026, that's the one spec that will make some people pause. For light users, it's absolutely fine. For heavy multitasking or future-proofing, you might start to feel limits depending on your workflow. Apple's optimization helps, but physics is physics. Battery life, though, that's where Apple continues to dominate. You can easily get through a full workday without hunting for a charger. Not just all day in marketing terms, but real use. Browsing, editing, streaming, switching apps. Just last. And that consistency matters more than peak performance for a lot of people. Now, is this the most exciting MacBook Apple has ever made? Not visually. Not even close. But it might be one of the most balanced. It's fast, it's quiet, it has one of the best displays in the laptop space, and it delivers a very predictable, reliable experience. That's kind of the MacBook Pro identity at this point. So the real question isn't whether this laptop is powerful enough. It clearly is. The question is whether this is the right time to buy it, or whether you should wait for newer configurations with more memory headroom or next-gen chips. Because in the Apple ecosystem, timing matters just as much as performance. If you want a machine that feels fast every single day, handles creative work without stress, and lasts all day on battery, the M3 MacBook Pro still makes a strong case. But if you're someone who pushes machines to their absolute limit, you might already be looking ahead. Either way, this is still one of the most refined laptops you can buy right now. And that says a lot.